Today, I want to talk about a concept that has the potential to change how we live, achieve, and find meaning in our lives. It's about learning to focus on yourself, not others. In a world where we're constantly aware of other people's achievements, opinions, and even criticisms, it's easy to get distracted from our own paths. But the truth is, the more we concentrate on our own growth and progress, the more we unlock our true potential. In our world today, where we are constantly exposed to others' lives, achievements, and curated moments of success, it's easier than ever to fall into the trap of comparison. Social media platforms, for example, provide a window into the highlights of others' lives but often fail to capture the struggles, failures, or mundane realities that everyone experiences. As we scroll, we see images of perfect vacations, career milestones, fit physiques, and seemingly flawless relationships. Without realizing it, we may start to measure our own worth against these snapshots, allowing others' curated moments to define our sense of success and happiness. This pattern of comparison can become deeply destructive if not recognized and redirected, leading us away from our personal goals and the unique journey that is truly ours. One of the main issues with constantly comparing ourselves to others is that it shifts our focus outward rather than inward. When we are fixated on someone else's life, we give our energy and attention to something we have no control over. Every person's path is unique, shaped by different circumstances, opportunities, and experiences that cannot and should not be replicated. The danger of comparison lies in the assumption that others' successes reflect something we're lacking. This assumption can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt, which can prevent us from seeing our own progress and worth. Focusing on others' achievements also keeps us from recognizing the inherent value of our own journey. Each one of us has a different pace and path, and our accomplishments, big or small, are meaningful because they reflect our individual growth and perseverance. By constantly looking at what others are doing, we risk undervaluing our own efforts and dismissing the progress we make along the way. For example, if we measure our career or personal growth against someone else's, we may feel as though we're behind or not good enough, even though we may be achieving goals that are right and fulfilling for us. When we avoid comparison, we allow ourselves to focus fully on the steps that move us closer to our unique aspirations. Another aspect of the comparison trap is the emotional toll it can take. Constantly measuring ourselves against others can lead to feelings of jealousy, frustration, or even resentment. These emotions drain our mental and emotional energy, creating a negative mindset that hinders our productivity and focus. Jealousy, for instance, can cloud our judgment, making it hard to celebrate others' success or see our own strengths clearly. Instead of feeling motivated or inspired, we might feel discouraged and defeated. The time and energy spent on this negative mindset could be better used in cultivating self-confidence and working toward our own goals. By choosing to stop comparing ourselves to others, we free ourselves from this emotional weight and open up more space to focus on building a fulfilling and authentic life. To avoid the pitfalls of comparison, it's essential to cultivate self-awareness and gratitude. Self-awareness helps us understand our personal values, strengths, and aspirations. When we know what truly matters to us, we become less susceptible to outside influences. We no longer feel pressured to conform to society's definition of success, nor do we feel the need to mirror others' choices. For example, someone who values creativity and personal expression might find joy in pursuing a career as an artist, even if it doesn't come with the high salary or status that a more conventional path might offer. By being aware of our own values, we can set goals that align with who we truly are, reducing the urge to compare ourselves to those on different paths. Gratitude is also an invaluable tool in breaking free from comparison. When we focus on what we already have, we begin to see our lives as inherently valuable and meaningful, rather than lacking or insufficient. Practicing gratitude can be as simple as taking a moment each day to reflect on what we're thankful for, whether it's supportive friends, personal achievements, or even small moments of joy. This practice shifts our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. We start to appreciate our own journey, recognizing the gifts and opportunities we have that are unique to us. By fostering gratitude, we gain a sense of fulfillment that no amount of external validation or comparison can provide. Another powerful strategy to avoid comparison is to adopt a mindset of self-improvement rather than competition. When we focus on personal growth, we see other successes not as a threat but as a source of inspiration. This perspective allows us to celebrate others' achievements without feeling diminished by them. We can acknowledge and admire someone else's accomplishments while still feeling confident in our own progress. Self-improvement means measuring our success against our past self, asking, "Am I better than I was yesterday?" rather than, "Am I better than someone else?" This shift allows us to track our growth and focus on continuous progress, no matter how gradual. When we stop comparing ourselves to others, we can channel our energy toward building a life that is true to our desires, strengths, and values. Instead of feeling pressured by what others are doing, we become free to explore our interests and take risks that feel meaningful to us. We might try a new hobby, pursue a dream, or set a goal that others may not understand or approve of, but that feels authentic to us. Embracing our own journey means letting go of the need for external validation and trusting that our unique path holds value. Ultimately, avoiding comparison is a choice to focus on our own growth, success, and fulfillment. By setting our own standards and celebrating our progress, we create a more positive and meaningful experience of life. We begin to understand that our worth is not defined by how we measure up to others, but by how true we are to ourselves. In letting go of comparison, we reclaim our power and allow ourselves to flourish on our own terms, creating a life that is both fulfilling and truly ours. Setting personal goals is one of the most powerful ways to focus on your own journey and cultivate a sense of purpose, direction, and achievement. Personal goals provide us with a clear sense of what we want to accomplish, and more importantly, help us align our actions with our deepest values and desires. When we set goals that are meaningful to us, we create a roadmap to live a fulfilling life, one that is based on our own standards rather than external pressures or expectations. By doing this, we not only achieve a greater sense of personal satisfaction, but also strengthen our motivation and resilience in the face of challenges. One of the most crucial aspects of setting personal goals is ensuring that they reflect your values, passions, and unique vision for your life. Often people fall into the trap of adopting goals that society promotes as measures of success, such as achieving a certain income, status, or lifestyle. However, these goals can lack the personal significance needed to stay motivated and committed over the long term. For example, if a person values creativity and self-expression but sets a goal to become successful in a field that doesn't nurture these qualities, they may find themselves feeling unfulfilled or disconnected from their work. When we set goals that genuinely resonate with who we are, we're much more likely to feel inspired by the process and celebrate each step along the way. A key part of setting personal goals is breaking them down into manageable and specific objectives. Many people feel overwhelmed by the thought of pursuing their dreams because they see them as distant, monumental achievements. Setting smaller, actionable steps helps to build momentum and makes large goals feel more attainable. For instance, if someone's goal is to write a book, they might start by setting a goal to write a few hundred words each day, rather than focusing on the daunting task of finishing an entire manuscript. This approach allows us to see continuous progress and feel a sense of accomplishment along the way, which can be incredibly motivating. Personal goals also act as a compass that guides our decisions and helps us prioritize our time. In today's fast-paced world, we're constantly bombarded with distractions and opportunities that can pull us in multiple directions. Without clear goals, it's easy to become sidetracked by these external influences and lose sight of what truly matters to us. When we have well-defined goals, we can make decisions that align with our aspirations, helping us stay focused on our own path. For example, if someone has a goal to improve their health, they may choose to invest time in meal planning and regular exercise, rather than taking on extra work or social commitments that detract from their wellness journey. Having goals allows us to prioritize our time and energy toward the things that will bring us closer to our personal vision. Setting goals that challenge us to grow beyond our comfort zone is another important element of creating meaningful goals. While it's important for goals to feel realistic and achievable, they should also push us to become better versions of ourselves. Goals that stretch our abilities help us develop new skills, build confidence, and create a sense of resilience. This doesn't mean aiming for the impossible, but rather choosing objectives that require commitment and effort. For instance, if someone has a goal to improve public speaking skills, they may start by practicing with small groups and gradually work up to larger audiences. By challenging ourselves through personal goals, we build a foundation of self-belief and competence that serves us in all areas of life. Personal goals should also be flexible, allowing us to adapt as we grow and change. Life is unpredictable, and our interests, priorities, and circumstances can shift over time. Goals that were once inspiring may eventually feel less relevant, and that's completely natural. The process of setting goals is dynamic, and it's essential to periodically reassess and adjust them as needed. For example, someone may set a goal early in their career to climb the corporate ladder, only to later realize that they find more fulfillment in creative or entrepreneurial pursuits. Being open to change and willing to let go of outdated goals allows us to stay in alignment with our authentic desires. Flexibility in goal setting also helps prevent feelings of failure, if we decide to pivot or pursue a different path. Rather than seeing a change of direction as giving up, it's essential to view it as a sign of growth and evolving self-awareness. To stay committed to our goals, it's helpful to track progress and celebrate small victories along the way. When we set personal goals, especially long-term ones, it's easy to feel discouraged if progress seems slow. Keeping a record of each small accomplishment can remind us of how far we've come and reinforce the positive impact our efforts have on our lives. For instance, someone pursuing a fitness goal might track their workouts or note improvements in strength or endurance. Each milestone serves as a reminder of our capability and persistence, boosting motivation and reinforcing the belief that we can achieve what we set out to do. An essential part of setting personal goals is embracing the journey and not just the destination. While achieving a goal is rewarding, the growth, lessons, and self-discovery that happen along the way are just as valuable. Goals can serve as vehicles for self-improvement, helping us become more disciplined, resilient, and self-aware. By focusing on the journey, we cultivate a mindset that values progress over perfection and recognizes that each step forward, regardless of size, is a victory in itself. Finally, personal goals empower us to live life on our terms. When we set goals that resonate with our inner selves, we create a sense of purpose and direction that is immune to external validation. We're no longer swayed by what others think we should do instead. We're guided by our unique vision for our lives. This self-directed approach builds self-confidence, inner peace, and satisfaction, qualities that can't be attained through external achievements alone. In summary, setting personal goals is a profound practice that allows us to define our own path, stay focused on what truly matters, and cultivate a life that reflects our values, strengths, and passions. By setting meaningful, challenging, and flexible goals, we create a foundation for growth, resilience, and fulfillment. Personal goals provide not only direction but also a sense of empowerment and self-trust, allowing us to navigate life's ups and downs with clarity and purpose. Through this practice, we ultimately build a life that is deeply satisfying and uniquely ours, free from the pressures of comparison and grounded in our own vision for success. Cultivating self-compassion is one of the most transformative practices we can adopt for personal growth, resilience, and well-being. Self-compassion means treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and patience that we would extend to a friend or loved one. It involves recognizing our imperfections without harsh judgment and allowing ourselves to make mistakes, experience setbacks, and learn without being overly self-critical. In a society that often prioritizes achievement and productivity, we may feel conditioned to criticize ourselves when we fall short. However, self-compassion helps us replace this harshness with kindness, enabling us to grow in a more balanced and sustainable way. One of the essential elements of self-compassion is the ability to embrace our humanity. Everyone experiences failure, disappointment, and difficulty at various points in life. No one is immune to struggle or error, yet we often feel alone in our challenges, believing that others have it all together while we struggle. Self-compassion allows us to recognize that suffering and imperfection are part of the shared human experience. When we face difficulties, this perspective helps us feel less isolated, realizing that we are not alone in our setbacks. Instead of viewing failure as a personal flaw, we can see it as a natural part of life and as an opportunity for growth. This sense of common humanity, as researcher Kristin Neff emphasizes, is a core component of self-compassion. When we acknowledge that everyone has flaws, we create space to accept our own. Another aspect of cultivating self-compassion is learning to speak to ourselves kindly. Many of us have an inner critic, a voice that rushes to point out our mistakes, exaggerate our flaws, and remind us of our failures. This voice may be so ingrained that we don't realize how harshly we treat ourselves. However, if we listen carefully to this inner dialogue, we may recognize that we speak to ourselves in ways we would never speak to someone we care about. Practicing self-compassion involves replacing this critical voice with a gentler, more understanding one. When we make a mistake, instead of saying, "I'm such a failure," we can try saying, "This is difficult, but it's okay. I'm doing the best I can." Shifting our self-talk in this way encourages resilience, as we approach ourselves with kindness rather than criticism, which ultimately strengthens our ability to face challenges. Practicing mindfulness is also crucial to cultivating self-compassion. Mindfulness allows us to acknowledge our feelings without becoming overwhelmed by them or overly attached to them. When we experience a setback, our initial response may be to judge ourselves or to dwell on negative emotions. Mindfulness helps us pause and observe these feelings objectively, recognizing that they are transient and do not define us. By observing our emotions with curiosity and acceptance, we can better understand why we feel the way we do and prevent these feelings from dominating our self-perception. Mindfulness also reminds us that emotions are temporary, they come and go, and we do not have to identify ourselves with our negative thoughts or experiences. This distance enables us to respond to ourselves with compassion, rather than judgment or resistance. Self-compassion also requires us to embrace the concept of good enough in a world that often demands perfection. Many people are prone to setting unreasonably high standards for themselves. We may strive for perfection in our work, relationships, appearance, or personal goals, believing that anything less means we are unworthy or inadequate. However, this mindset is exhausting and unsustainable. By practicing self-compassion, we learn to accept that good enough is perfectly acceptable, allowing ourselves to find satisfaction and pride in what we accomplish without the constant pressure of perfection. When we give ourselves permission to be good enough, we build self-acceptance and reduce stress, creating a more balanced and fulfilling life. A powerful way to build self-compassion is through self-care. Self-care is an intentional practice of nurturing our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. When we treat ourselves kindly by getting enough rest, eating well, and taking time to relax, we signal to ourselves that we are worthy of care and attention. Self-care is not selfish, it is an essential aspect of self-compassion that strengthens our resilience and ability to handle life's challenges. For instance, taking breaks, setting boundaries, or engaging in activities we enjoy can provide a much-needed reset, preventing burnout and promoting emotional well-being. Self-care also reminds us that we are valuable, not because of what we accomplish, but because we are inherently deserving of love and kindness. Cultivating self-compassion also involves forgiving ourselves for past mistakes. Everyone has moments they wish they could redo, whether it's a decision, action, or missed opportunity. Dwelling on past errors or feeling ashamed of them can create a cycle of guilt and regret, hindering our ability to move forward. Self-compassion allows us to learn from our mistakes without letting them define us. Forgiveness doesn't mean dismissing or excusing our actions, it means acknowledging them, understanding the lessons they offer, and allowing ourselves to grow. By forgiving ourselves, we release the emotional weight of our past, creating space for growth and future possibilities. This process of letting go is essential for personal development, as it enables us to focus on the present rather than becoming stuck in regret. Another key to self-compassion is acknowledging our strengths alongside our weaknesses. Often when we're focused on self-improvement, we can become hyper-aware of our flaws, overlooking the qualities that make us unique and capable. Self-compassion reminds us to see ourselves as whole beings with strengths, talents, and admirable traits. When we recognize and appreciate our positive qualities, we build confidence and resilience, which help us weather challenges with greater ease. By focusing on our strengths, we also develop a balanced self-view, where our weaknesses do not overshadow our value. This holistic perspective encourages us to embrace our worth, even when we stumble. Lastly, self-compassion involves patience. Growth is not linear, and setbacks are a natural part of any journey. Practicing self-compassion means understanding that change takes time and allowing ourselves the grace to grow at our own pace. This patience helps us stay committed to our goals without becoming discouraged by temporary difficulties. By being patient with ourselves, we create a supportive environment for growth, where setbacks are seen as part of progress rather than reasons to quit. This sense of patience fosters resilience, allowing us to keep going even when the path is difficult. In cultivating self-compassion, we create a foundation of inner strength and self-respect. By embracing our humanity, replacing self-criticism with kindness, and practicing patience, we develop a mindset that supports our well-being and allows us to face challenges with grace. Self-compassion is not about avoiding improvement, rather, it's about creating an environment in which we can grow authentically, with acceptance and understanding. This practice not only enhances our relationship with ourselves, but also allows us to approach life with greater resilience, joy, and compassion for others. Through self-compassion, we become more resilient, more accepting about imperfections, and better equipped to navigate life's ups and downs. Redirecting energy towards self-improvement is a powerful way to focus on personal growth, fulfillment, and lasting satisfaction. In a world filled with constant comparisons and external pressures, we often expend our energy observing others' achievements or trying to meet societal standards, leaving little for our own growth. When we intentionally channel this energy into self-improvement, we shift our focus back to ourselves and build the skills, resilience, and confidence needed to lead a more meaningful life. This approach emphasizes an inward focus that is proactive and empowering, allowing us to become better, more fulfilled versions of ourselves. One of the first steps in redirecting energy towards self-improvement is to become aware of where we currently focus our attention. It's easy to fall into the habit of fixating on what others are doing, whether in careers, relationships, or lifestyle choices. This external focus can drain us, leading to feelings of inadequacy, frustration, or even jealousy. By shifting our energy towards self-improvement, we make a conscious choice to let go of unproductive comparisons and turn our gaze inward. This mindset enables us to view life as a journey of personal growth, where success is defined by our own standards rather than by how we measure up to others. When we redirect energy towards self-improvement, we start to look for areas where we can develop and grow. This process often begins with honest self-reflection. Understanding our strengths and areas for improvement gives us a clear starting point and helps us set meaningful, achievable goals. Self-reflection allows us to identify specific qualities or skills we want to enhance. For example, someone may recognize a need to improve their communication skills to strengthen relationships, or another person might decide to cultivate discipline to achieve personal goals. By setting clear, individualized goals, we give our energy a purpose, allowing it to fuel genuine progress rather than being wasted on envy or self-doubt. Self-improvement also encourages us to adopt a growth mindset, a belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work and dedication. People with a growth mindset view challenges and setbacks as opportunities to learn rather than as indicators of failure. This perspective is essential for self-improvement, as it helps us stay motivated even when progress is slow or difficult. By embracing a growth mindset, we become resilient in the face of obstacles, seeing them not as roadblocks but as stepping stones toward becoming better. This mindset shift empowers us to invest energy in mastering new skills, gaining knowledge, or building qualities like patience and resilience, knowing that every effort contributes to our growth. Redirecting energy towards self-improvement also involves prioritizing habits that nurture our goals. Habits play a crucial role in determining our success, as they shape our daily actions and ultimately our lives. To make meaningful progress, we need to create habits that align with our goals and values. For instance, if our goal is to improve physical health, adopting habits like regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and adequate rest is essential. Establishing positive habits helps us move closer to our aspirations in a sustainable way, as they allow us to make gradual, consistent progress. Additionally, habits reduce the mental energy needed for decision-making, freeing up more of our resources to invest in areas that matter most to us. Another important aspect of self-improvement is learning to manage time effectively. Time is one of our most valuable resources, and how we use it determines our growth and progress. When we spend too much time focusing on others, we lose opportunities to work on our own goals. Effective time management involves identifying priorities, setting boundaries, and eliminating distractions. By allocating time intentionally towards self-improvement, we ensure that our days are productive and purposeful. For example, someone who wishes to advance in their career might dedicate time to learning new skills or working on projects outside of regular hours. This focused use of time allows us to create measurable progress in the areas that matter to us. Redirecting energy towards self-improvement also means cultivating self-discipline and accountability. Self-discipline is the ability to stay committed to our goals, even when it's challenging or inconvenient. It's easy to start a self-improvement journey, but maintaining it requires a level of persistence that goes beyond initial motivation. Self-discipline involves doing what needs to be done, even on days when we don't feel particularly inspired. For instance, someone working on their physical fitness needs to exercise regularly, even when it's tough. Accountability, on the other hand, helps us stay on track by holding ourselves responsible for our actions. This could mean tracking our progress, setting up regular check-ins, or sharing our goals with someone who can offer support and encouragement. Both self-discipline and accountability help us channel our energy consistently, making it easier to stay committed to the path of self-improvement. Another benefit of focusing on self-improvement is the positive impact it has on our self-esteem and confidence. As we make progress and achieve our personal goals, we build a sense of pride and self-worth. Each milestone, whether big or small, serves as a reminder of our capabilities and the value of our efforts. This confidence boost further motivates us to continue on our journey, creating a cycle of positive reinforcement. Instead of relying on external validation or comparing ourselves to others, we derive a sense of satisfaction from our own achievements. This internal source of confidence is much more resilient and empowering, as it is built on personal growth rather than external approval. Self-improvement also encourages us to develop resilience, a crucial quality for navigating life's ups and downs. When we focus on personal growth, we become more adaptable and better equipped to handle challenges. Instead of being discouraged by failure, we learn to see it as a valuable teacher, one that can help us grow stronger and wiser. Resilience enables us to keep going even when things get tough, making it easier to stay focused on our goals despite obstacles. Through resilience, we build the mental and emotional strength to overcome setbacks, making self-improvement a lifelong pursuit rather than a temporary phase. Redirecting energy towards self-improvement also benefits those around us. When we invest in our personal growth, we become better partners, friends, colleagues, and community members. Our positive changes can inspire others to pursue their own growth, creating a ripple effect. Moreover, as we develop qualities like empathy, patience, and self-discipline, our relationships improve and we contribute positively to the lives of others. This ripple effect of self-improvement extends beyond our personal lives, fostering a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond individual gain. In summary, redirecting energy towards self-improvement is a conscious choice to invest in our own growth, rather than being consumed by external comparisons or distractions. This focus on personal growth enables us to set meaningful goals, adopt positive habits, develop resilience, and gain confidence. By investing in our development, we create a fulfilling and empowered life, driven by our own standards and aspirations. Self-improvement is not just about achieving specific goals, but about building a foundation for lifelong growth and satisfaction, allowing us to lead more balanced, purposeful, and meaningful lives. Through this commitment to ourselves, we cultivate inner strength, resilience, and fulfillment, creating a life that truly reflects our values and potential. Embracing your unique journey is an essential mindset for living a life that feels fulfilling, purposeful, and authentic. In a world where comparison is prevalent, it's easy to measure ourselves against others, feeling that we are somehow behind or that our accomplishments don't stack up. But when we focus on our own path and embrace its uniqueness, we step into a life that aligns with our true values, talents, and dreams. Every person has a journey that is distinct, shaped by their individual experiences, strengths, and challenges. Accepting and celebrating this uniqueness is what allows us to grow without constantly looking over our shoulders, feeling as though we need to fit someone else's mold. To embrace our unique journey, we must first recognize that everyone's path is different for a reason. Each person has a set of circumstances, gifts, and life lessons that contribute to who they are and who they are becoming. Some people may achieve certain milestones earlier or take a more traditional route, while others may face unexpected detours, setbacks, or shifts in direction. These differences don't make one journey better than another, they simply reflect the diversity of human experience. Realizing this frees us from the expectation to follow a predetermined blueprint and opens us to the idea that our journey can unfold in a way that is meaningful to us, even if it doesn't look like anyone else's. One of the key components of embracing your unique journey is cultivating self-acceptance. Self-acceptance means acknowledging and appreciating all parts of ourselves, including our strengths, weaknesses, successes, and failures. It involves letting go of the idea that we need to be perfect or conform to societal standards in order to be worthy. When we accept ourselves as we are, we allow room for growth and progress without the pressure of constant comparison. Self-acceptance helps us approach life with a sense of ease and self-compassion, recognizing that our journey is ours alone to navigate. With this mindset, we can better appreciate where we are in life, even if it doesn't align with what we once imagined or what others might expect. Another aspect of embracing our unique journey is learning to see setbacks and detours as valuable parts of the process. Life rarely goes according to plan, and obstacles often appear when we least expect them. However, these challenges are often opportunities in disguise, teaching us lessons, building resilience, and redirecting us to paths we may not have considered otherwise. For example, someone who faces a career setback might find that it pushes them to discover new skills or explore an entirely different profession that better suits their passions. By viewing setbacks as part of our journey, we can move forward with resilience, seeing them as stepping stones rather than barriers. This perspective not only helps us cope with challenges, but also enriches our journey as we learn and grow from every experience. A crucial part of embracing our journey is defining success on our own terms. Society often imposes certain definitions of success, such as wealth, status, or traditional career achievements. However, these metrics may not necessarily align with what we find fulfilling or meaningful. By taking the time to identify our personal values and priorities, we can redefine success to reflect what truly matters to us. For some, success might mean a fulfilling family life, creative expression, or contributing to the community, while for others it might mean exploring the world or achieving financial independence. When we define success in our own way, we give ourselves the freedom to pursue goals that bring us joy and satisfaction, regardless of external expectations. Embracing our unique journey also requires patience, both with ourselves and with the process of growth. Personal growth and change take time, and progress is rarely linear. There will be times of rapid advancement and moments where it feels like we're standing still or even moving backward. This fluctuation is normal, and it's important to stay committed to our journey without becoming discouraged by temporary setbacks or slow progress. Patience allows us to appreciate each stage of our path, understanding that even the quiet moments are valuable for reflection and growth. By cultivating patience, we give ourselves the grace to move forward at our own pace, without the pressure to catch up to others. Another way to embrace our unique journey is by focusing on the qualities that make us distinct. Each of us has a unique combination of talents, perspectives, and experiences that contribute to who we are. Recognizing and celebrating these qualities helps us see our journey as valuable in its own right. Rather than wishing to have someone else's skills or life, we can develop our own talents and embrace our own style. For example, someone with a talent for connecting with others might choose to prioritize relationships and community building in their life, while someone with a creative streak might focus on art, design, or problem solving. Embracing our individual gifts not only brings us joy but also allows us to make contributions that are uniquely ours. An essential part of accepting our unique journey is finding peace with the idea that not everything will happen on a specific timeline. The pressure to hit certain milestones by a particular age or stage of life can be overwhelming. But life doesn't always follow a predictable schedule. Some people may experience rapid success early on, while others may find their stride later in life. By letting go of rigid timelines, we can embrace a journey that unfolds naturally, without feeling like we're falling behind. Every moment, whether of triumph or struggle, contributes to our story. Trusting that things will happen at the right time can reduce anxiety and allow us to enjoy each step, knowing that our path is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. Lastly, embracing our unique journey allows us to live authentically, without the need for constant validation or approval from others. When we commit to our own path, we are less likely to be swayed by others' opinions or judgments. This authenticity is empowering, as it enables us to stay true to ourselves and make decisions based on our own desires and values. Living authentically fosters a deep sense of satisfaction, as we know that our choices are rooted in what genuinely resonates with us. It also allows us to connect with others on a more genuine level, as we no longer feel the need to present a curated or idealized version of ourselves. In embracing our unique journey, we come to understand that every experience, every challenge, and every achievement contributes to the story of who we are. Our journey is not meant to be compared or contrasted with anyone else's. It's a personal path that reflects our individuality, resilience, and growth. By focusing on self-acceptance, resilience, patience, and authenticity, we cultivate a sense of peace and confidence that is unshaken by external pressures or comparisons. Embracing our journey is an act of self-love, allowing us to live more fully and create a life that truly resonates with our own values and aspirations. It empowers us to be present in each moment, fully engaged in our own path, knowing that it is uniquely, beautifully ours. Celebrating personal progress is an essential practice for maintaining motivation, building self-confidence, and fostering a positive mindset throughout our lives. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to overlook our achievements, especially if they don't seem monumental or visible to others. Yet, acknowledging and celebrating the small steps we take forward plays a critical role in our journey, helping us recognize the value of consistency, resilience, and growth. Rather than waiting until we achieve a major milestone, celebrating progress in all its forms reminds us that every step forward is valuable and worthy of recognition. One of the main benefits of celebrating personal progress is that it builds momentum. When we recognize our achievements, no matter how small, we create a positive feedback loop that encourages us to keep going. Progress often comes in increments, and these smaller achievements collectively move us closer to our ultimate goals. By acknowledging them, we give ourselves the motivation to maintain our efforts and sustain our commitment to growth. For instance, someone working on a fitness goal might feel encouraged after noticing a slight improvement in endurance or strength, even if they haven't yet reached their final target. Each acknowledgement reinforces that the work they're putting in is paying off, keeping them energized to push further. Celebrating progress also helps us cultivate a growth mindset, which is the belief that our abilities can develop through effort, practice, and learning. When we focus on our personal improvements, we shift our attention away from comparisons with others and toward our own growth. This shift allows us to value the journey over the destination, seeing setbacks as part of the process rather than failures. By celebrating progress, we begin to appreciate the small victories that come with learning and evolving. A growth mindset transforms challenges into opportunities to grow, making it easier to remain persistent even when progress is slow. Recognizing personal milestones encourages us to view ourselves as capable of continual improvement, which enhances our resilience and adaptability. Another crucial reason to celebrate personal progress is that it fosters self-compassion. Many of us are our own harshest critics, quick to focus on what we haven't done or where we feel we fall short. However, celebrating progress shifts this internal narrative from criticism to kindness. When we pause to appreciate how far we've come, we remind ourselves that we're doing our best and that our efforts matter. Self-compassion allows us to treat ourselves with the same understanding and encouragement that we would offer a friend. This positive reinforcement can reduce feelings of stress and self-doubt as we begin to see ourselves through a more supportive and appreciative lens. Over time, this practice builds a foundation of self-respect and self-confidence as we start to believe in our ability to make positive changes. Celebrating progress also strengthens our relationship with ourselves. It helps us become more in tune with our goals, desires, and values as we consistently reflect on what we've accomplished. By paying attention to our growth, we build a stronger sense of self-awareness and purpose. This reflection allows us to make adjustments when necessary, ensuring that our actions remain aligned with our larger aspirations. For example, a person pursuing a new skill may celebrate reaching a particular milestone, and in doing so, may recognize an area they want to delve deeper into. These moments of reflection not only keep us grounded, but also help us stay connected to our purpose, making our journey more meaningful and fulfilling. Another reason to celebrate progress is that it reinforces the importance of setting achievable goals. When we take the time to break down our larger objectives into smaller, attainable steps, we set ourselves up for success. Each milestone achieved represents progress toward the bigger picture, and celebrating these small wins reminds us of the significance of incremental improvements. Breaking goals into smaller pieces makes them feel more manageable, reducing the chances of feeling overwhelmed. With each completed step, we gain a sense of accomplishment that fuels our desire to continue, helping us avoid burnout and stay motivated for the long haul. Celebrating personal progress also allows us to acknowledge the hard work, effort, and perseverance that we've invested. Growth isn't always easy. It often requires patience, discipline, and resilience. By recognizing our achievements, we honor the time and energy we have dedicated to our goals. This acknowledgement validates our efforts and helps us avoid taking ourselves for granted. In recognizing our progress, we pay tribute to the obstacles we've overcome, the late nights, and the sacrifices we've made. This validation is powerful, as it reminds us that our work is worthwhile and that we have the strength to overcome challenges in the future. When we celebrate our progress, we also create a sense of gratitude. By focusing on how far we've come, we begin to appreciate the journey itself, including the lessons we've learned and the growth we've experienced along the way. Gratitude for our progress fosters a positive outlook, helping us see our journey as rewarding and meaningful. This sense of appreciation can be a powerful motivator, as it reminds us of the joy that comes from personal growth. Rather than focusing on what's lacking or on goals we haven't yet achieved, we can be grateful for our current achievements and the continuous improvement they represent. Celebrating progress also helps us stay resilient in the face of challenges. Life's journey is rarely linear, and setbacks are a natural part of growth. When we focus solely on the end goal, we may feel discouraged when obstacles arise or when progress slows. However, by celebrating each step, we strengthen our ability to remain optimistic and resilient, even during difficult times. Recognizing small successes reminds us that progress is possible, even if it's gradual, which helps us stay committed when the going gets tough. This resilience is essential, as it enables us to keep moving forward no matter the challenges we face. An added benefit of celebrating progress is the positive impact it has on our relationships. When we are in the habit of recognizing and valuing our growth, we are more likely to appreciate the progress and efforts of others. This empathy fosters supportive, uplifting relationships where we can celebrate each other's successes without envy or resentment. Celebrating progress together can also inspire those around us, creating a community of mutual encouragement and motivation. Whether it's a family member, friend, or colleague, celebrating others' progress alongside our own helps create an environment where growth is valued and nurtured. In the end, celebrating personal progress is a powerful and transformative habit. It not only fuels our motivation and strengthens our resilience, but also fosters a positive relationship with ourselves and others. By acknowledging our small victories and honoring the effort we put into our growth, we create a foundation for lasting fulfillment and satisfaction. Celebrating progress helps us shift our focus from merely achieving end goals to enjoying the journey of self-improvement. This shift allows us to live more mindfully, as we learn to value every step forward. Ultimately, it reminds us that growth is a continuous journey, one that deserves to be celebrated at every stage. Embracing this mindset of progress over perfection empowers us to lead lives that are not only successful but deeply satisfying and meaningful. In conclusion, focusing on yourself and celebrating your unique journey is essential for personal growth and fulfillment. By setting personal goals, cultivating self-compassion, and redirecting energy towards self-improvement, you empower yourself to create a life that resonates with your true values. Embracing your unique path fosters resilience and self-acceptance, allowing you to define success on your own terms. Additionally, celebrating your progress, no matter how small, reinforces your motivation, nurtures a positive mindset, and cultivates gratitude. Remember, your journey is distinct, and each step forward is an achievement worth recognizing. By prioritizing your growth and honoring your individuality, you not only enhance your own life but also inspire others to embark on their journeys. Embrace your unique path with confidence and celebrate the progress you make along the way, for it is in these moments that true fulfillment is found.